Hello, welcome to American School of English Language. Guys, today we are talking about very important topic and that is conjunction. Guys, if if you don't know how to use conjunctions, you will always struggle in making proper sentences in both your writing and speaking. Guys, if you will get hold of this topic, you will realize how much easier it is to write and speak English in proper sentences. Guys, before we move forward, please subscribe my channel so you could receive updates about my next videos. So let's start this topic. So what's our conjunctions? Guys, conjunctions are part of speech. So part of speech. Let's talk about what its definition is. Okay, yes. Conjunctions are used to express relationship between things in a sentence. What is things in a sentence? Like words, clauses, and phrases are things in a sentence. Link different clauses together and to combine sentences. Guys, I will make separate video about clauses and sentences in detail so we know about them in detail. Why we need conjunctions, guys? Without conjunctions, we would be forced to use brief, simple sentences that do not express the full range of meaning we wish to communicate, right? So we will struggle to make proper sentences. We cannot convey our meaning to the other people in proper way. So if we don't use conjunctions, then we have to use only simple sentences. So what's the disadvantage of simple sentences? Let's see. Only using simple sentences would sound unnaturally abrupt and disjointed, right? They will look like quite awkward. There are three types of conjunctions, guys. First one is coordinating conjunction. The second one is subordinating conjunction. The third one is correlative conjunction. The coordinating conjunction, we also call them coordinators. Subordinators conjunction, we call them subordinators in short. Correlative conjunction are also called paired conjunction. And there is also a fourth type. This is not basically conjunction, but basically they are adverbs, like conjunctive adverbs. But they work like conjunction. We will also study them in this conjunction section. So we will briefly examine. Let's briefly look at each of these. Let's start with the coordinating conjunction. So, guys, what are coordinating conjunction? Let's see its definition first. Coordinating conjunction. Definition. Coordinating conjunction are used to join two or more words. Phrases are independent clauses. What are phrases? Phrases are a group of words which do not have either a subject or a verb or both. Their phrases are of different types, like six, seven different types. We will talk about them in a separate video. And independent clauses. Clauses are also of two types, independent and dependent. Independent clause is a sentence it can stand its own, while dependent clause cannot stand its own. It depends on the independent clause to convey its meaning. The two elements being joined must be grammatically equal or similar in both importance and structure. How they will be similar? Like words should be joining to words or phrases to phrases, independent to clauses to independent clauses, or independent clauses with the phrases, or words with phrases. That's mean equal or similar in importance and structure. Let's see how they work how they join individual words coordinating conjunction. I like to run and swim. So run and swim are two words and is acting as a coordinator. Since there are two words, we will not use the comma here, right? So next take another example. Do you want pepperoni or olives on your pizza? It should be the question mark here, guys. So pepperoni or olives are two words, right? And R is acting as a coordinator. So that's how these coordinators join individual words. Let's talk about phrases. The president has been praised for both his willingness to negotiate and his strength in defending his principle. His willingness to negotiate is phrase because it's missing the verb, and his strength in defending his principle is also a phrase because it's missing the verb. And is acting as a coordinator to join them. Since they are phrases, we will not use the comma before and. That's what you need to remember, guys. Let's take another example. I am a big fan of playing sports, but not watching them. Playing sports is a phrase because it has does not have a subject and a verb. And not watching them is also a phrase because it does not have a subject. So but is acting as a coordinator. So we don't need to use put comma before but because we use put comma on with only to separate only the independent clauses. Let's talk about independent clauses now, guys. It was raining. It is an independent clause. So I took an umbrella. I took an umbrella is also an independent clause because it has a subject, it has a verb. Same thing, it was raining, it is a subject, was uh, words, helping verb, right? So we use so to separate them, right? So we will use comma before so in case of independent clauses. Let's talk another example, guy. We went for a hike, but I did not bring the right shoes. So we went for a hike is what? Is an independent clause because it has a subject, it has a verb, right? And I did not bring the right shoes is also an independent clause. I is the subject, did not is helping verb, bring is the main verb, right? So we will use coordinator but to separate them. But these are independent. Since these are independent clauses, we will place comma before the buts. So that's how they join individual words, phrases, and independent clauses. So let's talk about how many types of coordination interactions are. Let's go to the next page now. Okay, guys, there are seven coordinating conjunctions in English which can be remembered using the acronym Fanboys. Acronym mean if we if you take the first letter of each of these words and which sentence we make is called acronym. So it's Fanboys is the acronym of these coordinators. So what I mean by F? F is for, A is for and, N as nor, B for but, O or, Y yet, and so S is so. So these are not what we need to know, guys. These are just the intro, what they are, right? But we need to learn how to implement them in our writing and speaking. That's the whole goal. So let's see here. Okay, guys, you need to remember that some coordinating conjunctions are more flexible than others. For example, and, but, or, and yet. These are four. And, but, or, and yet. Can join words, phrases, or independent clauses, while for, nor, and so are more limited as they join only independent clauses. That's what you need to remember, guys, as we will see. Let's look at each coordinating conjunction separately. Today we will discuss only two, for and then I will discuss them in a separate video. So let's talk about for now. Let me. So why use we you use for, guys? For is used, guys. One more thing to remember when where we use these coordinators in our English writing, they are called compound sentences, and where we use subordinators, they are called complex sentences. Okay, for for is used to give a reason for something. Okay, so it's used to give a reason for something. It can normally only join two independent classes. They are used to join only two independent classes. Introducing the second class as the reason for the first one, right? They're used to join two independent classes, where the second class is the reason for the second one. The second class describe the reason for the first class. Okay, we can use for whenever we mean because, but it's considered quite formal, literary, and even antiquated, like it's old fashioned. It's not used anymore. For example, let's take some examples, guys. I believe you. Why I believe you? For is giving the reason. For you have never lied to me before. You see, the second class is giving the reason for the first class. Okay. He did not come to the party. Why he did not come to the party? For he felt sick. Because he was sick, right? So he did not. The for he felt sick is giving the reason why he did not come to the party. Okay. I wish you had been there. Why he wished that he had been there? For we had a wonderful time. So it's giving the reason for we had a wonderful time. The why he want him to be there. Okay, it's giving the reason. We went on a picnic. Why we went on a picnic? For it was a nice day. For it was a nice day is giving the reason that why we went on a picnic. Okay. She is famous. Why she is famous? For she is a beautiful and talented. You can also write woman here. Okay. So so she is a talented and beautiful and talented woman. That's why she is famous. Is giving the reason for being is famous, right? I went to bed earlier. Why I went to bed earlier? For I was feeling exhausted. I was exhausted. That's why I went to bed earlier. So this for I was feeling exhausted is giving the reason why I went to bed early. Let's move to another coordinator, guys, now. And let's talk about and, guys. And is used to add one element to another. Okay. It can join words, phrases, and entire independent clauses. That's what you need to remember, guys. In case of and, it can join words, phrases, and independent clauses. For example, James and Jack are coming to the party. So James and Jack are two words, and is acting as a coordinator, is joining two words are coming to the party, right? He ran, swam, and played with the other children. Ran, swam, and played are words, and coordinator R is joining the coordinator and is joining them, right? This okay. Let's move to another example. Her long, beautiful hair and dark brown eyes caught their attention. Long, beautiful long hair is what? It's a phrase, right? Dark brown eyes is phrase because it does not have subject, object. Sorry, it does not have verb. Caught their attention. Since there are two phrases and this coordinator and is joining them, so we don't use place comma here because we use comma only when we separate two independent clauses. Since they are phrases, we don't use comma here. Let's see another example. The family move into the new house. This is the independent clause, right? The subject and this moved is the verb, right? And the neighbors welcome them. The neighbors welcome them is also a clause because neighbor is the subject and welcome is the verb. And coordinator and is joining them. Since these are clauses, we will place comma before and. Okay, let's take another example. Statue of Liberty is located in New York City and it is considered the symbol of freedom. The Statue of Liberty is located in New York City is what? Is an independent clause because Statue of Liberty is what? Is the subject. Is helping we're located in the main verb, right? The same is that it is considered, it is the subject consider main verb. So these are two independent clauses and coordinator and is joining them. Since they are two independent clauses, we will place comma before and. Okay guys, that's it for the now. I will show you how to use the other coordinator in the next video. Please like my video and do to share it so other people can learn how to use coordinator. Thank you very much.